Hi everyone, it's Ahmet here. A few weeks ago on my channel I posted this poll right here to understand main problems that people are basically facing when it comes to their productivity in every single day. And the main 4 problems that I saw people face are basically these. First, lacking discipline to make consistent changes in their lives. 2, not being able to be fully focused while studying or working. 3, not having a dialed in, thriving morning and night routine. And 4, lacking day-to-day motivation to be productive. And in this video, I'm gonna go over all of those 4 problems. And this video is gonna be actually a pretty long one, but a really informative, really valuable one. So if you have pen and paper with you, awesome, take notes because I will be really giving a lot of different strategies that you can use on a day-to-day life to be more productive, to be more like self-disciplined, and I will be basically giving different strategies that you can use to every single one of those 4 problems. And I have timestamps right here down below if you can see, and if you want to jump wherever you want to jump in this video, do it. Take notes because I will be giving a lot of value in this video. This is going to be a very long one, not really that much edited, but I will be telling you a lot of different things that you have to know to be productive every single day. So without further ado, let's just get started with the first problem. The first problem that 99% of the people who are into self-improvement face is basically people cannot make changes that are going to be that are basically going to be stick in their lives for a long time. They start to going to the gym, they start different habits, they try different things, but none of them are basically going to be stuck in their lives. So how do we solve this problem? The main thing that you can essentially do here is basically to focus on non-negotiables. I talked about non-negotiables in a lot of my videos, so you probably know them. However, non-negotiables are incredibly valuable that you can use to essentially make habits stick in your life. So what is a non-negotiable? A non-negotiable is basically something that you have to do every single day, something that you have to do relentlessly every single day, definitely never ever skipping one day. And first of all, you have to basically decide one thing that you have to do every single day that is going to be your non-negotiable. Okay, what is my non-negotiable? You can essentially think about anything that you want to do in your life. However, I generally tell people to choose, first of all, waking up at a certain time. This may be 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., whatever it is for you. Decide one thing, the one time essentially that you will be waking up. This is generally for people like 7 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever you decide, and wake up at that time relentlessly, never skipping one day at a time. And this is the first non-negotiable, for example, that you can build. Of course, every non-negotiable that you will be building is going to be completely different, but depends on whatever you have. But your non-negotiables do not have to be that hard. Like your non-negotiable might be just journaling for 15 minutes. And if you do this, for example, let's say for 14 days straight and get to another non-negotiable, and with this way, building one brick at a time, you will be able to build a productive lifestyle for yourself. However, this is definitely not a quick fix. You're not going to be able to solve every single one of your productivity problems in 3 days. You're not going to be the next Tony Robbins in the next 10 days. It's not going to happen like that. However, you will be able to essentially build a very productive, high-performance lifestyle for yourself, one brick at a time. So start with one non-negotiable and then build up to those non-negotiables. And the second thing that you can do is to basically, when it comes to discipline, generally what we need is a concrete target that we want to hit. Without a concrete target, without a goal, you cannot score. So you have to have a goal in your life. Like this is something that I've been talking about in my channel for a long time, pretty much in every single one of my videos. You have to have a goal in your life and you have to have a very strong, powerful why attached to that goal so that you will essentially have that day-to-day motivation and discipline that you will need to achieve that. So I'm not going to go further deep into how to find your passion, what is ikigai, like whatever that topic is. I have made videos about that in the past. You can check out them on my YouTube channel. And basically, if you have a concrete target in your life, let me tell you something, discipline is not really going to be a problem for you. Like, I like this YouTube channel, I love this YouTube channel, I love making videos, giving value to people, and this is not something that I do because of the fact that I force myself. No, I like this, like I completely love this. It doesn't matter if I don't have any motivation, any discipline to do things, I will do this because this is something that I really love. So first of all, build up your non-negotiables one brick at a time, and then second, find yourself essentially a goal that you want to hit with your whole heart, and of course a why that is attached to that goal. These are the things that you can do if you are someone who lacks that discipline to make consistent changes in your life. So problem 1 solved. The second problem that we will be solving in this video is basically not being able to focus for a long period of time, especially while studying or working. So the first thing that you have to understand when it comes to being able to focus is basically this. If you do the same things, exactly the same, for a long period of time, your brain will essentially create habits for them. Your brain will able to get into that focused study mode very, very easily. So what you have to do is you have to find yourself a study rhythm, first of all. And what I mean by a study rhythm is basically this. Do you want to study in the evening? Do you want to study in the morning? Do you want to study after the afternoon? Like, it doesn't matter whenever you want to do this. Completely, you have to tell yourself, okay, this is when we are going to study. For me personally, this is generally when I wake up all the way to my online classes start. This is more like 2 hours block where I do my deep work. This is mainly my homework assignments or the things that I have to learn for school, so that I don't have to think about them in the evening because I'm going to be completely busy with my YouTube channel, because that is what I like. And that is what my passion is. So first of all, find your study rhythm and then develop yourself a study routine. And when it comes to developing yourself a study routine, this is going to be more like, do you want to study 25 minutes, like the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes studying and then 5-minute break? Or do you want to do more like a 1 hour studying, 10 minutes break? I don't know, like there are 1,000 different strategies about that. You can just, find them, search for them, just, find the best one for yourself and then do that for a long period of time. If you have your study routine and study rhythm dialed in 10 days and 20 days, your brain will understand that, okay, every single weekday, this guy wakes up at 5 a.m. and then he studies for 2 hours and then he basically attends his online classes. So we have to be focused in the morning. And after your brain basically understands this, you will be able to get into that focused state pretty often in the morning. Because that is how you programmed your brain. And one of the biggest distractions that we have nowadays is basically our phones. And if you have using your phone too much, then of course it's going to be pretty hard for you to, for example, focus on your studies. I was basically sick for a week, and all day, like all week long, basically all I did was just scroll through YouTube and Instagram. And when I did that, the next week I was pretty much impossible for me to focus. Because on YouTube, for example, if you are watching YouTube shorts, then in 1 minute you can watch like 5 shorts. But when it comes to studying, it's more like slow. So our brain cannot really go to that part pretty easy. That is why one thing that I will essentially tell you is you have to be able to study without getting distracted with your phone. So put it in another room and you will be able to focus so much better. And these are the things that you can do if you are not someone who is able to focus properly, and that means problem 2 also solved. And the third thing that people struggle with a lot is basically not having a thriving morning and an evening routine dialed in. This is something incredibly important, and when my friends essentially ask me, like, I want to start whatever that personal development is, I want to be more productive, I want to be more high performance in my life, then the first thing that I actually tell people to do is basically have a productive morning routine and then have a productive evening routine. And when you have those two things dialed in, then you will be able to essentially have a productive day, because that is more like how it goes in productivity, more like high performance. That is why you have to have a thriving morning and an evening routine. And I made my videos about my morning routine, my evening routine. Both of them are going to be linked in the description down below and also in the YouTube cards. You can check them out. But of course, as you also know, there is no one ultimate morning routine, ultimate nighttime routine that you have to do. Just figure out things for yourself. And one thing that I will basically advise you to do is basically have a game plan for your mornings and for your evenings. So basically my game plan is like this. In the morning, I want to get my hardest thing done out of like my studying, and that is generally my studying. Like I want to get my studying done so that I don't have to think about studying after my online classes. I don't have to think about my studying at all if I get my essentially morning study sessions done, so that in the evening after my online classes I will be able to focus on this YouTube channel. I can make videos, I can insert comments, I can do whatever I want to do. However, I'm not going to be studying that much because I will probably not have the motivation to do that. That is why you have to have a game plan. In the morning, my game plan is have a basic morning routine for 30 minutes, journaling, praying, that kind of stuff, and then jumping into your deep work sessions and then getting the studying done. That is my game plan for the morning routines. And for evening morning routine, for evening routine, your goal might be, for example, just relaxing, just chilling a little bit before you go to sleep. You have to have a game plan and then just try different things out. Maybe journaling works, maybe meditation works, maybe exercising works for you. It does not matter, whatever that is, find yourself what works and what doesn't, and then after you found those things out, stick to your morning routine relentlessly. And as we talked about it before, about non-negotiables, you can easily basically like just start with your non-negotiables, wake up time, and then going to the bed time. And with those two habits, you will be able to build that self-discipline that you need. At the same time, you will be able to build a thriving morning and an evening routine, because that is definitely incredibly important when it comes to your productivity levels. Because if you start your day right, then you will be able to end your day pretty well. So the problem 3 solved. The fourth problem is basically people just do not have the motivation to do stuff on a day-to-day basis. People just do not have the motivation to get out of the couch and just do something productive. That is why these are the things that you can do to essentially get out of that situation. First one is definitely accountability. If you know my stuff, if you know my videos, then you know that I'm huge on accountability, and I have an accountability partner who is one of my best friends, who is someone who will be able to call me out on my BS, so that if I'm not essentially working on my goals, I will be called out, and he will tell me, for example, you're not doing well, you have to focus on your goals. And find yourself someone who will keep you accountable to your goals. And if you cannot find someone who will keep you accountable to your goals, keep yourself accountable to your goals, because accountability is incredibly important. And another thing that I found out that really helps me when it comes to my motivation is basically, if I'm feeling down, I will take a walk, for example, 10 to 15 minutes, that will essentially really help me be more focused on my goals. That will really help me, for example, just walking and listening to a good podcast. This may be David Goggins, this may be Rob Dial, especially Rob Dial, what I listen to most. And this may be Matt DeVella, whoever that person that you look up to is, just listen to that person for 10 to 15 minutes and you will be able to have that motivation essentially to do something productive. Because like after listening to David Goggins, it's literally impossible to not get motivated. Like the opposite part is pretty much impossible. If you are not a big fan of accountability, which is actually not something good, you can try these walks out. At the same time, another tactical advice that I can give you is basically these 911 responses, what I like to call them. Is basically whenever you find yourself not really actually being productive, you can essentially develop this 911 response by, for example, splashing ice cold water to your face, drinking 1 glass of water, doing a couple of burpees, a couple of push-ups, whatever that is for you, whatever type of small exercising is. And then you can develop this 911 response, and you can use this response every time you found yourself like, oh my god, I'm not really productive right now, I should be working on my goals. And then you will be able to do this, and this quick 1-2 minute routine will be able to wake you kind of up from your groggy state, so that you will be able to work on your goals in a long period of time, which is actually what matters. And if you want to deep dive into this topic, like how to have motivation in a long period of time, I made a video about this as well. That video is also going to be linked in the description and also in the YouTube card, so you can check that video out as well. So the fourth problem solved, and this was it. 4 main problems and 4 main solutions to all of these problems. I hope you took some notes. I hope you got some value out of this video. Normally I say, like, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. This time, let's say, if you got some value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more personal development, productivity type of content that will give you actionable takeaways to go crush in your life, then if you want to do it, like, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video, and bye.